Well, welcome back to the broadcast of the 26th Annual Twilight Christmas Parade. Chad is taking a break, but I am here with Deborah Thompson of the Berea College Country Dancers. Deborah, it's great to have you here.
Thank you. Great to be here.
So how long have you been the director of the Country Dancers?
I'm in my second year, so I'm a newcomer.
Yeah? How's it going for you?
Oh, it's going great. We're having a lot of fun. We have a fairly young team this year, but we're it's coming together, and we enjoy dancing twice a week at least, and have performances throughout the semester, and looking forward to more next spring.
Great. Well, Berea has such a vibrant and active dance community, and I know the country dancers are an important part of the dance scene in Berea.
Oh yeah, definitely, and have been for 73 years or so, I guess.
Yeah.
We're coming up on our 75th anniversary in 2 years.
Oh, that's amazing.
So, yeah.
That's really great.
Yeah, and so you know what that's all about since you were a country dancer in your time at Berea College. And for full disclosure, we have to say that you are the women's Morris coach now.
I am guilty as charged.
That's right.
Yes, and I'm privileged to be working with the college students, and they're great kids, adults, whatever they want to be called. But they're a lot of fun to work with, and it's such a pleasure to be working with students that come with some dance experience or no dance experience, and just really throw their whole hearts into learning this tradition and performing it and helping to preserve it in that way.
It sure is. And I think that's one thing that we maybe struggle with, is that people think that country dancing is just old-fashioned, and so as somebody who loves tradition yourself, you know that tradition also involves change. So we have things that continue, and then we have innovations. For example, last year the students wanted to do a traditional Morris dance called Bagpipes, and they wanted to do it to a new song called Jump Around, and so
kind of a techno number.
Yeah, so we had a little fun with that, and we just try to find the ways of doing the dancing that appeals to people nowadays, as well as carrying on the tradition.
Well, and holiday times like this are a good time to think about tradition and why tradition is important. We've been doing the same thing the same way for 100 years. In some ways we want to change and keep things fresh, and in other ways we want to do things the same way every time because it's comfortable. It's familiar, and it feels like home. So the holidays are a time when we all think about that, I think.
Sure, because you're right that we want to do things that remind us of our childhoods, maybe, especially around Christmas. And then with Christmas Country Dance School, which is another tradition that is about the same age as country dancers. We again do a lot of traditional dances, but try to mix it up a little bit every year as well. But people like the same dances. They like the same songs. You know, when you play a song for somebody in a concert, you know, they want to hear something they've heard you do before. They don't.
Right.
They're eager to hear new stuff, but they always have requests.
Yeah, don't leave out the stuff that you've done before.
That's
and
right.
Deborah comes from a performance background also.
So it's another thing we share.
Yes, we have a lot in common.
Yeah.
So what's in store for the country dancers this season? What's going on in December for them?
Well, we have our last concert coming up, our last performance on December 10th, so a week from today. We're going up to Central Christian Church in Lexington, and there's a former country dancer that works with the youth programs up there named Steve Lawson, and he invites us up there on a regular basis to perform for not only the parishioners but for the community, and I believe it's a senior group this year. And so we're going to be doing a full program for them with all kinds of costumes and combination of American, English, and Danish dance, which is what we typically do. So maybe people need to know more about country dancers. They might sort of see them around, but they may not realize what we do. We try to recreate and continue dances from the Appalachian region, but we also have a real strong history with English country dance, and that's where you come in with Morris dancing, a ritual dance tradition that comes from England. And we have teams that consist of all women and all men, and
mostly
some mixed.
men and some mixed. Yeah.
And then we also have a Danish connection, which goes way back to Frank Smith, that founded Country Dancers, and so we like to do some Danish dances. We also have a Danish exchange professor that is here for this year. We're lucky to have her here for 2 years, Christine Peterson, and she leads Danish gymnastics and modern dance, as well as the helping out with the country dancers. And so we're privileged to have that connection. So we always learn some Danish dances, and hopefully someday soon we'll have another tour to Denmark.
That would be great. And some of our viewers may be familiar with the Danish gymnastics program for kids that happens at the Folk Center on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I believe. My kids go on Thursdays, and they do community shows. And of course, we've got the Danish American Christmas Party coming up on December 11th. We've talked about that already this evening, but we do have a very strong connection with Denmark through Berea College and now through the Berea community as well.
Yeah, and some of that connection is through the folk school movement, which again is something that people may not be as familiar with. Some people are here, but it's a wonderful way of teaching young people that involves body, mind, and spirit that I think is something a lot of people in Berea can get behind.
Yes.
And so connections with the Campbell Folk School in North Carolina.
Right.
And then some of the settlement schools, I guess Pine Mountain Settlement School and Hindman Settlement School, sort of try to bring in some of those elements of teaching the community and teaching people in the community.
Yeah, the whole idea of learning for the sake of bettering yourself, not necessarily for earning a diploma or anything like that, but to continue learning about something and stretching and challenging yourself for your own personal good. So, and of course, there's Christmas school coming up, Christmas dance school, and even if a person can't register for the entire week, there are evening dances open. Yes,
a few. Yes, for Christmas Country Dance School runs from December 26th till. We ring in the New Year at the dance on New Year's Eve, and that is a week long of instruction and dance and music and crafts and community. It's a wonderful event. But yes, it is open. The evening dances are open to the public just 3 nights, December 26th, 28th, and 30th. And I believe there's a charge of $20 a piece for that. And the events are held mostly. Oh, here we got the motorcycle group coming by.
Motorcade.
And so for people who can't make it for the whole week, they can come one of those 3 nights or all 3 of those nights. There are still a few slots open if anybody wants to register for Christmas Country Dance School.
And what would be the phone number to call?
Okay, they could call at 859-985-3431. Talk to Laura Magner, and she can sign them up for Christmas school. And I can't remember right off the top of my head what the cost is now that we've passed a deadline.
Yeah, that's all right.
But up until December 15th, and it's open for, I believe, age 14 and up. But we do have a youth program also. So it'd be great if some of the neighborhood folks want to have activities for their young people. They could call that number as well. And we have a day-long youth program, kind of like a day camp for dancing.
Yeah. Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for being here with us, Deborah.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me. It's really fun. I'm looking forward to a great parade on this warm and wonderful night here in Berea.
Isn't it great?